After weeks of being cold, it is finally hot enough to wear no coat outside. It's gonna be 19 degrees for the next 2 days, and you'll notice that we didn't bring Amber on our walk today because we are heading to a cemetery. I have never seen a cemetery that has an actual fortress built around it. So someone just walked up to us and said that apparently you can't take pictures or film inside of the cemetery.
He told us to go buy a ticket, which then gives you the permission to videotape inside. That taxi driver was right. You cannot video in here, and if you do want to, it costs you 700 kuna. We'll skip it. We'll let you know how it is afterwards.
We just walked through the cemetery, and I have to say, it's stunning. It's honestly the most beautiful cemetery I've ever seen. It's about 2 kilometers long, but we've only walked for 10% of it.
Every tombstone in this cemetery has a massive headpiece to it, and then the entire thing is made of granite. And then there's people that have their own mausoleums for their family.
It was inaugurated in 1876, but because lack of funding, it only got finished in 1929. So it wasn't church owned like other cemeteries. It was owned by the city. And that means that it accepted burials from all types of religions.
The architect Herman Bolle, which isn't a Croatian architect, he was Austro-Hungarian, but very important to Croatia. He's actually buried here as well. He became famous because during the earthquake that happened in Zagreb, it was one of the last things that remained standing was the arch that he built. And so a lot of architects from around the world were coming here to Zagreb to see how he did it, how he built this thing that withstood an earthquake when everything else was in rubble.
I don't know if it's typical for Europe. I just know that back in Canada, where I'm from, they don't have cemeteries like this. So I definitely agree with the review that I had read. If you don't like cemeteries, definitely come. But this one is something else.
So if you are in Zagreb, there's a sunny day and you're not sure where to go, you've already climbed up Mebenica, or maybe you just don't want to burn that many calories, come to Mirogoy. Probably the nicest cemetery you'll ever see in your life. At least that's what I think.
Tomorrow, we're going to go visit a bunch of things that's on Travel Advisor. We have done most of the top 15 things to do in Zagreb, but there's still some on the list, and we'll do those tomorrow. Good morning from another sunny day in Zagreb. Yesterday when we left off, we said that we were heading towards TripAdvisor's best sightsees. Because it's such a nice day, we decided to go to Jarun Lake. So it's about a 1-hour tram ride, and we're about to do that. Just waiting for Justin. He just went into this mall to get us some beers. Hopefully it's not pan, because when they're in a can, they're even worse than in a bottle. Let's see what he's got.
Kalovačko. Almost got a Czech beer, but still in Croatia, so we stuck with this. Welcome to Lake Jarun. Seems to be man-made from the fact that there's a perfect amount of beaches located in the perfect spots. There's a middle island part, which we're going to do after. There's one side of the lake that has a beach running along the entire thing, which is our first stop. Gonna learn to walk on pebble beaches since we'll be in Croatia for a while.
It's not extremely comfortable. Lying on your back is probably the least comfortable. Sitting down isn't too bad.
So we did some research. Lake Jarun is man-made, in fact, and it was built in the year 1987. It's Zagreb Sea, that's what it's referred to, which is pretty funny. I think they got a little jealous of all the coastal towns in Croatia that have, you know, the Adriatic. And so they built this. It's got 6 islands, you said? 6 islands, which we can't even see one right now, but probably with the drone we'll be able to see them all. So if you do come to Jarun Lake, there's a lot of things you can do. Not right now because it's winter. It's early March, so a lot of things still aren't running yet. You could kayak. There's a whole kind of surf shop there to my right. There's 3 fields for beach soccer. There's cafes on the side with lounge chairs. You could swim, of course.
You'll notice that we switched locations.
So to face the sun, on the other side, I had to lay down with like my head facing down on the slope. And so all the blood rushes to your head and it's not that comfortable. Plus all the weight is on the connecting point, which was right at the shoulder blades, and there's all pebbles underneath.
It is a little bit more windy than it was earlier, but so far so good. At least the sun's out. Yeah. It actually is not 19 degrees, it's now 22.
Ooh, really? Yeah. Nice.
We ran out of water really early on into our day. It's like we forgot for some reason that when it's warm out and you're spending time outside, you want to bring lots of water. So none of this left, but what we do have is sampan. And I know a lot of our Croatian viewers think we're absolutely pathetic for drinking this.
The city of Zagreb used them to build such thing as the cathedral.
So as I'm just sitting down here, I realized that I've been walking around and took the tram with, I think, is underwear stuck inside my pants here. I'm not gonna pull it out on camera. Oh yeah, that's underwear.
A lot of mysteries in those pants.
It's a first.